Hey, what's up, listener? Thanks for pressing play on this episode of the Jock and Nerd podcast. We're subbing in a fresh Jock.
Bro, do you even podcast?
That's right. Jock and Nerd fan club member, writer, history buff, and an actual jock that plays a sport. Jimmy McPike fills in for Anthony as we talk more Wonder Woman, reveal who Zendaya is playing in Spider-Man Homecoming, take a look at the new poster and trailer for the Black Panther movie. That trailer got released as we were recording, so it's at the end of the show. And then we review the 2-hour Gotham season finale. And I went to a concert.
Wowie zowie!
Plus, lots of great listener comments, including the most amazing YouTube comment we have ever received. And a whole bunch more in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Friday, June 9th, 2017.
Check. Check one. All right. This is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up. We jockin', we nerdin'. We funny, disturbing. We jockin', we nerdin'. We spoiler alert. Oh yeah. We jockin', we nerdin'. We funny, disturbing. Oh yeah. I'm jockin', we nerdin'.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We're back. Thanks for joining us, listener. Welcome to the Jock and Nerd podcast. Jock and Nerd. My name is Imran.
My name's Jimmy.
He's the Jock.
He's the nerd.
And he's the Rugboy. What's up, Rugs?
What's up, dudes? How's it going?
If you are a regular listener, you may have noticed something different. We switched out our jocks. You know, you gotta rotate.
Is he fired?
No, he's not fired. He's actually, I have no idea what Anthony's doing. He just told me he couldn't be here. So look, we rotated our jock stock for freshness. We changed our jock strap. Jimmy McPike, thanks for coming in and filling in for the jock.
How do we know that he's a real jock, though?
Here's the thing. We know this because we talked to Jimmy on episode 93.
You did?
Yes, and Jimmy is an actual jock. Look, give your jock credentials because I think you can out-jock Anthony.
Yeah, I am a wrestler at UW Parkside.
There you go.
I am a reservist in the Marine Corps.
Holy shit. See?
Yeah, so what happened was I got to high school and I took the jock class.
Yeah.
And then as, you know, my sophomore year, I decided I wanted a multi-class, so I got nerd too. And then after high school, I took the prestige class and joined the Marine Corps.
Oh my God, dude. So
how that happened.
Holy crap, Anthony, you should be ashamed of yourself. You are jock in name only.
Oh shit.
All Anthony does is he likes to dance while people play CDs and flash lasers in his eyes.
But he does get laid, so
jock is a
annoyingly
state of mind.
so.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has that. He has that one criteria, Anthony. But man, we're good to have a fresh jock. We benched him for this episode.
Yeah, they had to go to the bench. I had to teach Imran what that meant before the show started.
I was like, do I put on a bench? Do I go under the bench? Do I stand on the bench? What do I do?
Yeah,
it's very confusing
for the nerd listeners. That's in sports. There's a bench where players who are resting sit. And occasionally, when you switch out your players,
I think people know what.
But I get confused because sometimes they're just folding chairs.
Sometimes they are just folded. That is,
it's fucked up, dude. Sometimes you're on the folding chair.
That's not a bench. And sometimes those motherfuckers sit on a bench and get paid millions of dollars and pretty much sit on the bench the whole time.
That was Derrick Rose.
How can can I get that job? Look, if you're a first time listener, thanks for checking us out. This is our weekly Geek Fest where we sit down and we talk about comic book and superhero related items, the movies, the TV shows, when they collides in pop culture. This show, here's what we got. We're going to do a new segment. We're going to continue talking about Wonder Woman because I'm sure if you haven't listened to the 5,000 Wonder Woman review podcasts already, you haven't had enough. But I haven't got Rugboy's thoughts on Wonder Woman, and I don't know Jimmy's thoughts on Wonder Woman, and I'm dying to know. We will discuss the Gotham finale. Last night, I saw the band Tool in concert. I will give you my quick thoughts on that, and we have lots of awesome feedback that will be sprinkled throughout the show. All right?
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
And if you are a new listener, real quick, I haven't done this in a while. I just need to highlight a couple of our last shows. Check out our last show, 170, where we reviewed Wonder Woman with Keith and Patrick from See Here's the Thing podcast. Adorable podcast. It's a full spoiler review. The episode before, me and Ruggs went over this past season's comic book TV. We reviewed Gotham, Supergirl, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., The Flash, Arrow, and Legends of Tomorrow, and talked about a whole bunch of other shit. That was a lot of fun. The episode before that, 169, Anthony and I did our Alien Covenant review, and we also talked about, we went to WWE Backlash pay-per-view.
Yep. I remember
right?
that one.
I think, I'm surprised I haven't gotten any hate mail for that yet.
Give it time.
And then give it time, yes, it has to circulate. And then the episode before that, 167, was with our guest, Carrie Sims from Trivia Geeks over at Blazing Caribou. So check out all those fun shows. If this is your first show, there's hours of geek content. And like I said, we have a lot of feedback to get through, and we're gonna start this before we get to the news. We are starting with possibly one of the greatest comments we have ever gotten. This was the best thing to happen to me and the show in a long time,
and me too.
And
I'm looking at it right now.
Yes,
it's amazing.
It's amazing. So
it is glorious.
Here's the deal, listener. On episode 169, like I just mentioned, we reviewed Gotham, this season's Gotham, and if you've listened to the show, you know what we think about Gotham, and we gave our honest review. And the YouTube user named Bogdan962 wrote in with very thoughtful, compelling points to, it almost turned me on the show.
Almost.
Yes.
It's
right?
close.
Yeah.
It's a very well articulated, very good argument.
Right, Ruggs? And you and I, it's aimed at us because we talked about Gotham. So I'm just going to, this might turn you on the show, listener. I'm just going to read this comment. First of all, this entire thing is in capital letters.
Yes.
And second of all
of it.
Swearing alert. There's a lot of swearing. Okay, so just imagine I'm reading this. This whole thing is in capital letters in response to episode 169 on YouTube.
Do you have any dramatic music you can play behind
I will
you?
cut in. I will cut in some music that's appropriate. What would be appropriate? Like
the Duel of the Fates. I don't know, something like that's really like ominous.
Okay.
Like something that's really poignant.
Okay, listener, you're gonna hear that now. And here's the comment from Bogdan962 or 96. Oh, sorry, Bogdan96. Here's what he says. Fucking people who are too retarded to know how to watch the show. Gotham is a masterpiece. Flash, Arrow, Supergirl, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are a piece of crap. Gotham is the best show. You people are some retards who are watching just some boring shit. Get the fuck out with your stupid review. You are dumb as fuck idiots. You are a pile of trash with your fucking stupid shows. Gotham is the best. They are not scared like the fucking other shows. You people are retarded and go and fuck yourself with the comic books in the ass, you stupid people. Go and fuck with Flash and Arrow. I fucking hate you idiots. People who are the most dumb and stupid people, I will kill you too if I will have the chance for the fucking shits you throw at the show. I hope you two die watching Flash and Arrow making out. You are too stupid to understand the show and the plans.
Oh, I would like to make a comment.
Rugboy comment?
Yes.
There's many things to comment, first of all. Yes.
Death threats, okay?
Yes. And yes.
Number one.
Here's the thing about the death threats. Not our first death threat, listener.
No.
A second official death threat.
I think my first
You're moving up in the world.
We are moving up. I think we've officially made it. Yeah, this is the second one via YouTube. I think that means we've made it. Okay, go on.
Wait, quick wait.
Yes.
Does that death threat apply to me now?
No.
Okay,
it's
because you love Gotham.
I don't even watch Gotham.
He doesn't watch the show.
Well, then you don't hate it either.
Yeah, so you're neutral. You're safe, Jimmy. You don't have to look over your shoulder walking home.
You're safe from Bogdan.
I was worried.
Yes, more observations, Rugs.
You didn't point out the amount and the variation of exclamation points.
Oh, lots of exclamation points.
So some lines got only one.
Yes.
And some got three.
Yeah.
And some got more than three.
I will put a link to the actual comment in the show notes at jockandnerd.com/170. So you can see, and, imagine things like the word to meaning also, but written with one O. I don't know. That's just, he likes to do that.
Sometimes the word two is just the number two.
Oh, that's correct. Sometimes it's the number two. So not our first death threat. Second of all, if you listen to that show, we didn't even really trash the show. We actually complimented. We're like, look, it's a fun fucking guilty pleasure. It's not backcanon, whatever.
Why are you trying to defend your opinion, dude?
I'm not. I'm just saying.
He's obviously like 3 years old. I don't know. He's probably like, I don't know. This kid's got to be in elementary school.
So look, if we go by the name variations of like you put your last name and the year you were born, Bogdan96. You're telling me this guy is 21 years old writing this fucking thing?
If he is 26.
Speaking for the millennials.
Yes.
There are a lot of stupid ones. So, unfortunately, he could be 21.
I think that's even worse. Oh,
Dude,
crap.
Bogdan, if you're 21, we got problems. We got to do something about this.
Evidence of the failure of the American educational system.
Oh,
We need to collect money. We need to have a telethon.
We need to help Bogdan 96.
Like, if you're gonna threaten someone's life on the internet,
Yes.
like, you get your punctuation down, you don't go overboard. Come on.
You know,
It's not amateur hour.
Yeah, this is like a rookie. This is a real rookie mistake.
It's
Like,
a
if you're
rookie
going
death threat.
If you're going to try and dismantle and comment on something, you have to at least sound more intelligent than a puppet that's full of fucking cotton.
Oh, shit.
That's a very good point. We had some great comments that we posted to the face. I had to share this right away. First of all, this guy wrote this like the morning the show came out, like within hours. Like he just couldn't wait. The best line we got on our Jock and Nerd page was from our buddy John Goals, who wrote, "I bet you this guy beats off with his own tears." And I was like, very good.
Oh, shit.
Very good. That's the best comment. Wow, he really likes Gotham, though, huh? What do you think?
Yeah, it's...
Hey, man, someone's got to like it.
This is really bugging me. I have to point this out.
Yes.
He did not use a Princeton comma in the second sentence.
Oh, here's the other thing you don't know about Jimmy is he is a writer. So
Yes.
he's gonna comment the fuck of your grammar, Bogdan.
I am a writer. Always use the Princeton comma.
What's the Princeton comma?
Where it's because people will be given a list. So
Yes.
it's nouns, and last noun.
Yes.
Princeton comma is because most people now, because they're bad, they just do comma, then the one right before and. They don't put a comma.
Okay.
You put a comma there.
See, this is a good question because I do this all the time and I was not sure. No comma or comma before the and if I'm listing a bunch of things and I'm finishing my list. A comma before the and.
That is
Grammatically correct.
I think they're both grammatically correct,
Oh.
but you always use the it's just better, all right?
Okay. So
Better.
comma before the and. Dude, I just learned something.
Princeton, damn it.
It's goddamn Princeton is writing the rules.
Yes.
That's great. Look, we're learning grammar along the way, listener, with this stupid fucking Bogdan. Look, we'll talk about Gotham. It may enrage him more to actually send us another death threat, but I think when you've gotten 2 death threats on YouTube, I think we've made it.
You've made it.
Ruggs, we've made it.
I feel good.
I feel good. Let's get to the news.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
Oh, that was the best. When I read that, I was like, I love getting these. Like, if we could elicit that reaction of just some random, like, here's the best part. He listened to the show. Like, this fucking idiot listened to us. He could have just turned it off when on his way. But instead he did this. Look, if you want to get in touch with us, listener, you can do the same. You can comment on our YouTube. Just visit jockandnerd.com/contact. It has all the means of getting in touch with us. Our Twitter, Facebook, SpeakPipe, email, our Facebook group. You're a part of the group, Jimmy?
I'm on the fan page, yeah.
I think we added you. Jimmy's also a patron. Jimmy's just a great fucking guy, dude. He listens. He comes on the show. He contributes. He's giving us fucking money every month. God bless you, sir.
You're welcome.
And thank you for the service you're doing for our country and being an actual jock that plays sports.
Yay.
So on our Facebook group page, I just want to share one comment from Jordan Radford. I love this comment. She wrote, "I just saw Wonder Woman and it made me want to learn how to fight with a sword and beat up men. Like, I am so empowered right now. So fucking good." I love that.
All right.
I love
I think that's what Patty Jenkins was going for.
I think she nailed it. Before we get your guys' thoughts on the movie, let's take a look at the box office because it did very good opening weekend. When we reviewed the show, it was early. We didn't have opening weekend numbers. Here is the breakdown. Made for $149 million. Opening weekend, it made $103 million.
Geek Boner.
Whoa.
Far surpassing. People thought it was going to do 80, 90. It was low at first, $103 million. So far in 7 days of release, it's made $147 million domestic, $125 foreign, worldwide sitting at $272 million, and it's probably going to cross $3 million by the time this show posts easily worldwide, which makes this... it means Patty Jenkins now holds the record for the biggest U.S. opening by a female director, beating the previous $85.2 million total set by 50 Shades of Grey's
Good.
Sam Taylor Johnson. That
Fucking
movie, right?
good.
That movie brought all the women out. This movie brought all the women out, but for completely different reasons.
Listeners, for those of you who don't know my thoughts on the matter, I would just like to go on record right now. 50 Shades of Grey is fucking terrible.
Lame.
Gotcha. I don't
It looks like it was written by the guy who commented on us.
I think it was written.
That kind of the
It
same
was-
level of
Oh,
intelligence.
jeez. It was written by Bogdan 96, probably,
Yeah.
the screenplay.
Oh,
Oh,
God,
boy. So, interesting thing about this 103.1 million, it is the smallest DCEU opening weekend so far. However, Wonder Woman also had the smallest budget of all the DCEU movies. It was a thrifty production. There's no deleted scenes, and they only reshot one scene. So nice and tight. Pretty much everything she shot is in the movie. She used everything.
All right, good.
Right? That's pretty good.
You know,
That's good
how
news.
movies
Yeah.
are made.
Yes. So there's an article from Screen Rant saying Wonder Woman may end up outgrossing Man of Steel. So the opening weekend multiplier is the highest of any DCU movie at 2.7. You guys know what a multiplier is?
It's like a
Nope.
thing that you do in math.
Yeah, you use your calculators for that.
Yes.
They explain it here. The multiplier is it's used to measure the legginess of a movie, how heavily its box office is weighted towards its first initial debut, and how quickly audience numbers drop off. All right.
Right.
So a movie's overall multiplier is the total box office divided by the opening weekend box office. For example, Batman vs. Superman, huge debut, steep drop off, multiplier 1.95. So that is not a good multiplier. So Forbes has said if Wonder Woman were to follow the same pattern as BVS, it would end up with a worldwide total around 465. But we've already seen that they're calling 2.7 multiplier. Best case scenario, this thing makes somewhere between $640, $680 million, which means it on the higher end, it will have outgrossed Man of Steel's $668 million worldwide.
If it's
All right.
number one again this weekend, it could do.
It will be because
I-
The Mummy is getting trashed.
Oh yeah, that
And we'll talk about
was
that.
a
'cause-
bad idea.
Yeah, we'll talk about that because that's really interesting. So, Ruggs, I heard your thoughts on the Patreon, but I want to get you and Jimmy's quick reviews. I'm
You
going
can let Jimmy go first. He's
Okay.
the guest.
Okay,
All right.
so let's do this first.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
Jamie McPike walking out of the movie. What was going through your head?
I thought that the character stuff was great. It
Okay.
was, some of the best stuff Marvel does. It's right up there with it. The story was serviceable
Mhm.
at best.
Okay.
And where in its best, it was serviceable. Like, it didn't, Ares' plan didn't make a lot of sense to me. It was
Sure.
just the whole thing. I was like, yeah, this doesn't. And then I saw in the opening, Zack Snyder. I was like, Zack Snyder did it. So
Story by Zack Snyder. He was
Yeah.
also in the movie as a soldier in the background in one of the
that's
scenes.
fun.
Yeah, that's kind of fun.
I don't think he's quite on Stanley's level, but that's
No,
fun.
it's a cameo,
That's
but
fun.
he's starting early. He's not, yeah.
That's fun. But yeah, no, like the trenches scene when she storms the machine gun, where it's she finally like rips the
The
thing
no
up and you
man's
see
land scene,
you
yeah.
see the costume and all
Yep,
that, and you're
yep.
like, and then it goes into good use of slow motion where she's blocking the bullets and everything. It's that when it was doing that, it was incredible.
Badass.
When it was doing the plot stuff, not
Little
so much.
talky exposition-y.
It's very, very good overall. I would put it a little bit ahead of the first Iron Man,
Okay.
but it was uneven.
Okay, those are good thoughts. And actually, I want to get your view on the some of the historical aspects because you are a history buff. You have a lot of insight into World War I. Ruggs,
Yeah.
give us your review.
Well, I want to take about the cultural context of this movie. Okay, so obviously, it's getting a lot of good. It's getting a lot of good vibes from people.
Good
People are
PR.
like loving this movie.
Yeah.
They're giving it love. It's a big deal for a lot of people because it's been hyped as a big deal. It's the first superheroine movie. No, it's not. Elektra was, and Supergirl was, but
It's the
It's the
first
first
high
woman-
profile.
it's the
Highest
first
profile.
woman directed action
Yes.
movie with a female. No,
Yeah.
that was Aeon Flux. So like all of these things. So it's the first superhero that's high profile directed by like a DC, like Marvel big character since Supergirl back in the 1980s, to be directed by a woman. So that's like what everybody's celebrating.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of hype behind this movie. Did I like the movie? Yes, I liked it a lot. I thought it rang to me just like that first Captain America movie.
Yeah.
Except at the end of the Captain America movie, I felt like underwhelmed by the action, but I loved the story. I loved the characters. I loved everything about that movie except for the action scenes.
Yep.
With Wonder Woman, I liked the action, even though the CG was a little bit sketchy in parts.
Yeah.
Much better than the Captain America movie. And it felt a lot like the Captain America. But there was a big kind of gaping hole in the second act where it started to drag a little bit, and then I lost interest in the plot of the story, and I just wanted to see it wrapped up after she did the big reveal on No Man's Land.
Yeah.
There were some great action pieces, but there could have been a better story there. There could have been a better... I didn't like that Ares was the guy from Harry Potter.
Yeah, but that's Lupin. I didn't know the Harry Potter.
Yeah,
the one he was in was like the last good one. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have been cool if he could just change appearance and it wasn't locked into that one guy.
The walrus mustache really fucking bothered me. I was
I
like, really?
needed David Hasselhoff.
I
mean,
like in Guardians.
I just don't understand why. I figure that Ares could be anybody he wants to be.
Yeah, why
you know?
is this dumb-looking British guy with this mustache? What the fuck?
Yeah, so at the end, he should have transformed into a different person and not kept the same face. I mean, even when they showed him falling from being beaten by Zeus, it was the same guy.
Oh, it was the same guy.
Yeah, it was the same.
It was different.
With like, he had muscles, like CG muscles.
Well, that was my thing. Is like I'm picturing this old British dude with a jacked body now because that's kind of what you're selling us. But I kind of agree that was like a little odd. But I think the performances and the action save kind of the story, and it is muddy towards the end. It kind of stumbles to it.
Yeah, so I think that Gal Gadot and Chris Pine and their chemistry saves the movie.
Absolutely.
Themyscira saves the movie.
Gorgeous, yeah.
Some of the action pieces and the music and how it all coalesces saves the movie. But if you're looking at it from a script perspective and the bad guys are just really like weaker than in a lot of movies.
Look, yeah.
So it does have its weaknesses, but it does have enough charm. Like, if you look at the first Superman movie, it falls right off the rails as soon as Lex Luthor comes on. Even though Gene Hackman's a great character, it becomes like a doofy movie.
Yeah, it gets goofy, absolutely. Yeah.
So it's like almost like the first Superman, where you have all of this charm, this great actor that embodies the character, that is exuding all of this charisma, and you just love this. You want to cheer for this character, and even though the movie kind of stinks after like the first.
Chris Reeves
hour.
just makes you smile, man. Yes. You can't not like it.
Yeah, so basically it's the same kind of feel. That's why people were comparing it to Superman, but they don't know why, but that's why, I think.
Yeah, it's like Superman meets Captain America with a little bit of Man in Steel, dark and gritty. Look, Themyscira looked great because for the first time in a DCEU movie, there's some fucking daylight. There's some colors, and it's brilliant blue color. The sun is out.
But then... it goes Zack Snyder for the whole last part of the movie.
Yes, especially the end scene is total, like, it was a lot like BBS.
So much slow motion.
So I do think that there's a little bit of, and you have to like look at the movie after it's been out.
Yeah.
And after there's other context, because I think that we live in a world of hype now with our phones.
You really do.
We're constantly being hyped about stuff, and then we're manipulated, and people think that they're not, but they completely are. This movie is a good movie. Is it an A? I don't think. I think it's somewhere like maybe in the B plus area.
I think you said on Twitter, and I agreed, best DC Warner Brothers movie since The Dark Knight.
Yeah, but that's pretty much a layup.
But that's not saying much given what we've been given. So, and
very low hurdle to clear.
Yeah, it was a low bar.
It was good. Yeah. It was good. It was not bad. It was good. It was the best thing that DC's put out in a long fucking time.
Yes.
And it's a step in the right direction.
It's a huge step in the right direction.
And it felt like a Marvel movie.
Yes.
A weak Marvel movie, but it felt like a Marvel movie. And it beats, action-wise, a lot of other movies. It has better action, like better fight sequences, even though a lot of it is CG.
Yeah. But surprising from Patty Jenkins, who's never directed a fight scene or
she did a great job. She did a great job with what she had, and Gal Gadot and Chris Pine really elevated that whole thing.
Yeah, it's before I saw this, I wasn't really sold on Gal Gadot because I'm of the mind where they should have like find a bodybuilder or something.
A little bit toned.
But she killed it.
She nails it. Like,
she killed it.
And you just, she's a god. She doesn't need the muscles. Yeah, Ruggs?
I'm surprised they didn't like CG her eyes blue. Like that would have been an easy thing to do.
This is a very international looking Wonder Woman. You know, it's not like American Wonder Woman. So, like you said, it's MCU good, but it's also MCU bad in terms of the villain. Like when you focus on the hero, your villain is going to suffer. It's really hard to balance the both. You don't want one to overshadow the other.
I didn't listen to your review, so I don't know how you guys were gushing over it or not. I didn't hear it yet.
Okay. Well,
we hadn't had time yet.
We were gushing, but we did nitpick the shit out of it too. We kind of said the same things you guys were saying, and I think the reason it hits harder than the Captain America in terms of the action is like the World War II and Captain America is a little fun. Yeah. It's a little bright and colorful, kind of a backdrop. This is some gritty, dark World War I shit right here. And it just makes it more impactful. Yeah,
from a historical perspective, people remember World War II as this noble crusade.
Right.
To, I mean, they were fucking Nazis. It was a battle against
It's easy. Good versus evil. You had Captain America punching them out on the first issue. Now, the motivations and the sides in World War I, way more muddy and complicated.
And it's even just like because of the particular clusterfuck that was, the new technology with
artillery,
some technological shortcomings where they couldn't coordinate,
there wasn't great communications early.
No, and it's like, and tactics hadn't caught up because they hadn't fought a war.
This was a new war at the time.
So, where it's like it wound up with literally hell on it, like hardcore history that you turn
Dan Carlin's Hardcore History.
He does a
blueprint for Armageddon.
Yep.
It's amazing.
6 parts where he's like describing him like, that sounds like fucking hell.
That series is like 24 hours long, but it's so good. Yeah. So Jimmy on Twitter goes by the name Bard Brehon.
Brehon.
I can never say that right.
It's some Irish. The pronunciation's really hard.
But you had tweeted something really interesting I want to get into a little bit about General Ludendorff's character in the movie played by David Houston. And we knew that he was listening to Hardcore History is how I was like, wait, that's a real dude.
Yeah.
Ludendorff was a real general.
Yeah.
But was he like with the way they showed him?
That was one of my problems where they made him out to be this monster that he, like, maybe that was part of it to sell him as, trying to sell the twist that was really easy that, he's totally Aries, but
one-dimensional. They made him very one-dimensional.
Yeah, but he wasn't.
What was Ludendorff actually like?
Like, for starters, he wouldn't execute his soldier on the spot just for being like, man, we're tired. We haven't slept. Like, he might have like slapped him and like, hey, find your manliness and your vigor. And
but he wasn't like maniacally evil for no reason. Like, this was a general who's amazing at strategy.
Like he didn't bomb. Like, he didn't gas civilians.
Right.
He didn't. It's just.
Although this Ludendorff was sniffing that blue shit, which they never explained. So maybe that changed his fucking mind.
But that was a weird thing. They should have been giving that out to all the soldiers.
Right? Yeah. Why wouldn't you give all these fuckers the
just
blue
one
thing?
old guy you're going to give it that? It doesn't make any sense. Like, get a fucking team together and fucking wreck some shit.
Fun side fact. Meth. The Nazis invented that during World War II.
Crystal meth? Blue?
Yeah, I mean, meth. It's
wow.
Or amphetamines, or I'm not a chemist, so I couldn't tell you about it.
It wasn't Heisenberg from Breaking Bad? He didn't invent meth? The fucking Nazis?
He just perfected.
He had a German name?
That's right. So the Nazis invented meth?
Yeah, because, I mean, you think about it, you can go for like 3 days and you don't have to eat or sleep, and all your teeth fall out so you don't have to brush them.
Yeah, you're just jacked up and want to shoot people.
Yeah.
That's awesome. No, that's interesting, and this is the villain problem. They made him one-dimensional to serve the story. But Ludendorff was
he was a real guy.
He was a real guy
who did, he lived a real life, and it's a little disrespectful to paint him. I mean, this is going to be how people remember him for decades to come, and he just wasn't that guy.
I was wondering why they didn't just make up someone. Why did they have to use a real dude in that role?
I mean, they didn't get historical accuracy right very well.
Any other World War I inaccuracies you noticed?
This is kind of being nitpicky, and
that's great. We love nitpicky,
but it's the movie seems like it was taking place October, November 1918.
Okay.
At that point, it wasn't a contest anymore. It was the Americans had arrived in force. The Germans' last big offensive that they launched in the spring had been smashed. the Western allies were just coming in.
It was winding
steamrolling
down.
them. It was game over. That's why they called the armistice when they did.
It was done.
Yeah, it wasn't like
'Cause
it's even like trench warfare wasn't nearly as prevalent because there was so much movement where they didn't have time to dig in anymore.
Towards the end. Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't like this. And I get why they did that because it was
dramatic as fuck.
Yeah, because it was like, we need to go and sit, but I mean, like the war's basically over at this point. It's now just like the U.S. trying to push in so that they can get a better spot negotiating, and Britain's trying to save face, and France is trying to be like, we're still the strongest land power in Europe, and all that.
What was funny listening to the hardcore history, I'm listening to the hours and hours, and man, the fucking Americans don't show up until the very, very end, like almost like the last day.
Yeah, they're like, we're staying out of this shit.
Yeah, and we
but
were.
We were selling everybody shit.
But we were. Oh yeah, of course they were selling weapons. But the people generally and the government, they were isolationists. They were like, this isn't our thing. Yeah. You got. And then the very end, they're like, all right, let's show up. And at that time, they didn't really even need the Americans that much, did they?
They did a little bit because it wasn't, you had to remember they'd been fighting a war of attrition nonstop for 4 years. They were, they were scraping the bottom of the barrel just slightly less than Germany. And that's how they were, winning. But
it's a morale thing too, that you have these guys coming in and like riding in to save everyone.
Fresh faces, fresh legs.
And even at that point, it was everyone, because after the Spanish-American War, everyone was like, hey, we need to, there's the Americans are hardcore now. I don't, when I wasn't paying attention, were you guys, when did that happen?
Yeah, somebody formed an army.
Yeah, and then, so they were like, are they a great power now? What's the deal? And then,
that was our kind of coming out, but again,
and we had everyone's.
But we'll always sell you the weapons and the tanks. No worries.
That's right.
We're always open for business.
That's how we got the world's gold supply.
Wow.
Yep.
That is a whole nother podcast. That's fascinating.
Yep.
I love the setting of the movie. I think it was good because in the comics it is World War II, but we already saw that in Captain America.
Yeah.
This really shows humanity at their worst. She gets it.
Yep.
It's great character moments for her becoming Wonder Woman.
And then that's why I was so disappointed that they rushed her whole thing where she goes from, people are good, we just need to get area, and then
it's a little quick.
It was, they rushed.
Well, like, to wrap this up, like, I did like the movie.
Yeah.
I said it was like a B, a B plus, B minus, depending on what day that I see this movie. If I see it a second time, I want to see it another time.
I do too.
And that'll help me make up my mind about it.
Yeah.
I wasn't disappointed when I came out. I was actually feeling really good and really positive when I came out of this movie. This is what happened. When I started sitting down and watching this movie, and they were on Themyscira, and young Diana comes out, and then they pan over, and you see all the Amazons, and they're training, and they look like they're badass, and all this stuff. I actually got the feels.
Yes.
I was like, this is the comic book come to life.
Yep.
This is the Diana that we've been waiting for. And then they show her training, and then how the two sisters didn't know what to do, and what, she was being trained in secret and all this stuff. I'm like, this is great. This is good stuff. This is perfect. Yeah. So, and then they did the clay thing where she was telling her she was made out of clay.
Yeah, there was a nice combination of
then
the two origins.
There was that like visual, like that visual book that was moving.
Yeah, that was great. I love that too.
And all those things were working for me. Yep. And then when she came out in No Man's Land and did that action sequence and that whole scene.
Yeah.
One
after
thing that I do that wasn't really with was they didn't do the tournament on Themyscira to decide
where she fights what's her face? Artemis.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to that.
The big black broad is Artemis.
That would have been cool, but
so in our review, let me ask you guys if you noticed this. Patrick from See Here's the Thing, he said that he thought he noticed in an interior shot over the shoulder on the wall in the corner a picture of Hitler in one of the scenes. Did anybody catch this?
No.
I don't know what he said.
I usually miss stuff
because that would have been a huge continuity error, obviously.
Yeah. Yep.
Unless it was like Hitler's older cousin that was like, he's the chef there, or it's like the employee of the week at the thing.
He was at that time he would have been in back in a field hospital from a gas attack.
He was young.
Yeah,
he was very young. He was enlisted in the German army.
Yes, he was. I think he finished as.
Didn't he lie to get in? He lied about his age.
what the deal was is he was Austrian.
Yeah.
And then he joined like the Royal Bavarian Army, which was part of the greater German army. And, afterwards, the German, in like the 50s, they're like, yeah, we don't really know how he got there. That was weird. But, it's because they were taking anyone with a pulse at that.
Yeah. Damn, Jimmy knows his history, man. I love this.
And then he actually won the Iron Cross.
Oh, snap.
No, it's because he was a runner for command. And so I think it was like some major artillery shelling to get a vital message. And
oh, wow. And it got him.
He was, where it's one of my history professors, he made the comment where it's, you have to remember these people as they were. So you can be like, yeah, he did this really, really brave thing. And then he turned into a monster. Where it's.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Last thing about Wonder Woman. Let's talk about. Have you seen this hashtag WW Got Your Back on Twitter yet?
I have not seen that yet.
What's that?
This is, if you search hashtag WW Got Your Back, you will find a series of photos of women posting them wearing a dress and hiding a sword in the back and pulling it out.
Oh, shit.
To show that this thing would not go between my ass cheeks, and it's possible. Because on the review, I was like, how did nobody notice the fucking hilt of the sword, and where's the rest of the sword in that dress? But this hashtag is pretty fun. Look, so we said, like, this is the movie where women are going to get involved in the geek conversation. More, and this is what's happening.
Where have they been? There's been so many movies with women leads.
I know.
Why now? It's because of the internet and the hype. I'm telling you.
Yeah. But it's Wonder Woman. This is the most mainstream, iconic, high-profile female superhero.
But Imran, let's say, if you were waiting for a Pakistani superhero,
I got one.
Are you gonna take Miss Marvel? Or you're gonna wait for it to be Superman. You're gonna take whatever they give you, right?
Yeah, I'm taking Miss Marvel.
So there's millions of superhero women, and they all turn their nose up at.
Yeah, so I will point out for the Catwoman one, they were like the villainess was like a makeup company thing, and like I'm a dude, and I was like, this
is so.
But Catwoman is an indefensible, terrible movie.
I think we have to
aside from the
that
outfit.
One.
I mean,
the outfit. She looks smoking hot in that outfit, though. That's true,
right?
That was.
But
best.
you didn't look. You had Elektra, Catwoman. These are all kind of like anti-hero villains. You have nobody that little girls since they've been growing up know, like us with Spider-Man, Batman, Superman.
You mean like a positive role model?
Yes. We have Wonder Woman. Like before this, I'm glad that she replaced Harley Quinn as like the role model for females because that's not a good role model.
Okay, I can get along with that.
Right?
I can get along with that.
But,
okay,
Reds, you're right. There's tons. There's Aeon Flux. There's Ghost of the Shell. There's every fucking movie Scarlett Johansson does. But this is Wonder Woman. It's a little bit different.
Yeah. I mean, if you're talking about wholesome for little kids to get into, but even this is not a movie for little kids to watch.
It's not
really.
But, I mean,
I'm just trying to check people and say, listen, where have you been?
Yeah. Where have you been?
Yeah,
where the
Buffy
fuck have
the
you
Vampire
been?
Slayer was in the 90s.
I mean, Buffy, we were talking about Xena. I mean, there were Xena fans.
Yep.
But not enough to keep the show on. I mean, the show was on for a
I love Xena.
Time.
I watch all of these things. I enjoyed the Xena. I enjoyed the Buffy. There's nothing wrong when you get a guy who can write that voice, right.
Yeah, the important thing for me that I take away from this is there are women who you can talk to about comic books now, and they're like, yeah, totally.
I fucking love Wonder Woman. Yeah.
Like those guys who they're like, this is just for boys. You're fake geek girl. I'm like, bro. Shut the fuck up. Yeah. You want them there.
Absolutely.
You want women. You want them at
absolutely.
You want women at Comic-Con.
Yes.
Relax.
Yes.
Well, you want them to be there if they like comics.
Yeah. Hopefully this will get some of them checking out.
That's the whole point.
Yeah. Okay. I had some other stuff about Wonder Woman, but whatever. Let's move on to something else.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to talk to Marvel Studios and just tell them to please stop trying to spoil Spider-Man Homecoming for me.
Oh, shit.
Dude, there was like a Disney XD special that had more fucking footage. I've not watched the trailer. I was afraid before Wonder Woman they were going to show that new trailer because I don't want to see it.
No, they did show it.
They did show it when I watched it because then I was like, if they show this trailer, what do I do? Do I just go la 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 la? I'm not listening and close my eyes.
I repressed that memory.
Holy shit! So thankfully they didn't. So far, I want to go into this spoiler free now. Apparently, Zendaya's role, which is one of the biggest nagging questions for me, since the whole isn't she Mary Jane bullshit. Her role has been revealed. I haven't looked it up. Ruggs, you took a look at it.
Yes.
Is it spoilery?
What do you mean?
Like,
is it going to be someone that is integral to Spider-Man that you've like? Is it going to be Mary Jane?
you know what? Fuck it. Do you want to know? Should we just find out?
I can tell you, it's not going to be anything that's going to surprise you. Like, oh my God, they did that. It's just innocuous.
Jimmy, what do you think?
I passed up writing articles about Spider-Man because I'm trying to,
Snap.
because I don't want it to like what happened with Batman with BVS, where I'm like, oh, okay, that's the movie.
I've seen every scene from the movie. Okay, that's fine. But this, I think we should spoil this one little thing.
All right.
Talking nerd.
Okay, I got to jump in here real quick, post-edit, because, yes, I did make Rugboy spoil for us who Zendaya is playing in Spider-Man Homecoming, and he said it was innocuous, but the more I thought about it, I did a little further digging. This is it's probably a big plot spoiler, and I didn't want to ruin the experience for you, listener. If you're trying to go spoiler-free into this movie, I don't want it to be from us. I already ruined it for ourselves like an idiot, but I'm a dummy, and I deserve it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bit and put it free on Patreon. Just visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon. There'll be a link in the show notes if you want to hear it. If you haven't already spoiled it for yourself, looked it up on the internet, go check it out for free. Check out some of the other free clips. You know, I'm probably overreacting, and it's probably not a big deal, but I don't want to spoil this any more than they have for us. See, this is what happens when Anthony isn't on the show, but I could just hear him giving me shit about why did you spoil this? So in times like these, I just got to think, WWTJD, what would the Jock do? And he would cut it and put it on Patreon. Okay, back to the show, people.
Talking nerd.
My thing is, after that, after like the whole thing where it's like, you can't make Mary Jane black, I'm like, where the part of me that's just belligerent and want to be like, well, fuck you. What's the problem?
Yeah.
So sure she's not a red. Fuck you. It's not about race.
Not about
it's
that,
about
yes.
Supermodel.
Yeah, but at what point does the comic exist anymore? When you like, well, Spider-Man's going to be purple now. Like, it doesn't, like, you have to adhere to the comic book somehow. It's just the color. It's just purple. Why can't Spider-Man be purple? Because he's red.
Yeah, I get that.
You know, it's like, these are things that are just things that we know, that we've identified. You can change it, but then, like, for example, the reason why we hate Gotham is all the characters from Gotham are in Gotham, and they're all doing the things that they do in the comic books. They're just doing them at the wrong time.
Yes.
So just something like that, just a time change can piss you off. If a time, that's the thing, the reasoning. If a time change can piss you off of when something's supposed to occur, then everything else should be on the board to be discussed.
Sure.
Yeah,
that they change.
I get that. I get where they're coming from, but some of the people didn't express that quite that
No,
articulately.
they didn't. People, it's Twitter. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Well, no, of course. It's like, but it's just people like, they don't know how to explain their thoughts. I mean, some of them are coming from a racist place, but like, or some of them are coming from a place that is like, super like, whatever. But anytime like anything happens in a comic book, movie especially, it gets fucking analyzed to the nth degree. When Gal Gadot you were complaining that she wasn't muscular enough.
Yeah.
So that's like, you're talking about her appearance just because you're not talking about what color her skin is. You still like want it to match Wonder Woman.
It goes back to when Michael Keaton getting Batman. Everyone is like, "What, Mr. Mom fucking Beetlejuice? What are you doing?" And he's like a great Batman. He was a great Batman.
It's up to the actress or the person that they cast in the role to prove themselves. Yeah. And so all bets were off on Gal Gadot until she
proves herself, and she did.
Like, she had the accent. She didn't have blue eyes. She wasn't really built. You know, she wasn't the first person. She was beautiful, though. That's the thing that she got. And Zendaya's beautiful, too. Yes. But just because Gal Gadot is beautiful, but not in the way we think of Wonder Woman, and Zendaya is beautiful, but not in the way we think of MJ, those are two valid things. Though, if you're just sticking on the point of the skin color or whatever, it just doesn't, that you can't have a discussion about anything.
I mean, Gal owns that role now. She you can't take your eyes off her. She's so stunning in this movie.
Yeah, she's great. She proved every naysayer wrong. Yep. Every person that said that she shouldn't be Wonder Woman wrong.
Yep.
And then you have like someone like Kirsten Dunst, who got cast as Mary Jane, and I never thought she was pretty enough to be Mary Jane. I never liked her as Mary Jane. Yeah. I never thought she should have been cast either.
She had sleepy eyes in the movie. That's
sure, teeth were crooked and stuff. It's like, come on.
Oh, shit.
Like, how are you a fashion model like that?
Yeah. She wasn't a very good actress either, clearly.
Yeah.
She had
I mean, I would still, if I had.
No, I'm saying in the movie, Mary Jane
it.
in the movie was not a good actress as a character.
Yeah.
The fact that it's confusing, though.
Yeah. That is like, you didn't know who I was talking about.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So thanks. I think that was all right. That's enough. Just, I'm dying for this movie. And,
we don't have to spoil. They've already spoiled it with every commercial. They keep revealing more and more shit.
Why do they feel the need to show us the whole movie? Like, I don't understand what they're doing.
They're really killing this movie.
They are. Like,
they must have some kind of crazy shit that we don't even know about.
They better.
And if they don't, we're all going to we saw this already.
Yeah, there better be a whole, like, half of the movie, third act, that it's fucking nuts, and they haven't showed any of it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what the fuck?
They've blown their load all over the place.
Yeah, it's very weird. Let's talk about another MCU movie that's coming out next year, 2018, and that's Black Panther, with Chadwick Boseman in the lead, of course, as Black Panther back in Wakanda. They've given us a poster, and apparently there will be a teaser trailer tonight as we record during the NBA Finals. So somebody remind me before we wrap up to see if the fucking thing is on the internet yet. Because I'm not watching fucking basketball, because really all you got to do is watch the last few minutes of a basketball game to get the gist of it. Like, why you watch the first 100 points?
Basketball is kind of a weak sport.
Oh,
you
snap.
should be watching.
Oh, boy, a Jock can say this. I like this.
Wow.
You should be, especially nowadays when it's all about like that. It's, drive to the lane or just don't. But
it seems to have more relevance than the NHL playoffs.
Yeah, so I was
now.
saying, play a real sport like hockey, rugby,
Rugboy.
Play Rugboy. You can play
Rugboy.
Rugboy. That's a better sport.
Remember that guy used to call me Rugby?
Yes, the Dakota Saunders would be like, oh, Rugby. Oh, he's so cute. Anyways, let's talk about this Black Panther poster. Now, let's preface with the last poster we got was from Spider-Man Homecoming that had 17 heads on it. It had 3 people on there twice, shoved every location of the movie in the background, and it had fucking Happy Hogan and Aunt May for some fucking reason. Why are they on the poster? This poster comes near to being that fucking horrid. I'm sorry. Because I don't know what this is. You see him sitting in a throne, and there's like cool Wakandan writing and structures behind him. But it looks like he wasn't available that day for a photo shoot, because it looks like they took his head off something else and put it on this shitty, like, the body.
Yes, it does. That's what I was going to
Photoshop
say.
is not great.
The body doesn't even look like they shot somebody else. Like, it's so, Ruggs, what is wrong with this poster?
I think either we're becoming too hip to Photoshop.
Well,
because we're just seeing it now.
Yeah.
And we could just see it all the time when people are faking shit. Yeah, this is just like, they don't want to, like, actually sit down and take a picture of somebody anymore.
How hard would it have been?
They're just like, send me the CG, and we'll just slap his head on it.
I mean, I'm hip to Photoshop only because I use Photoshop every day, 8 hours a day for the past 15 years in my day-to-day work life. But even that, this is inexcusable. Jimmy, from your eye.
I haven't used Photoshop since a project in middle school.
Yes.
It's Photoshopped.
Where else does this go wrong?
Suit. The background is like some cartoon. It's really more like his head doesn't seem to fit on quite right.
There's like no neck, and we've seen the suit in person. It looks amazing. Yeah. But what is this? Why do you keep doing this, Marvel?
It's right in the uncanny valley.
A little bit. So I'm surprised, man.
Yep.
And if you compare it to the Wonder Woman posters, which were gorgeous, and it just had her in different poses. Beautiful. The Suicide Squad posters, I love those bright, colorful, the crazy with the graffiti. I really like those. They popped. They
were
fun.
Well, it's a subjective thing. It's art.
Yeah, but it was the kind of the movie. The BVS posters.
They could easily bypass this if they just would have a guy mock it up in Photoshop and give it to Drew Struzan.
Yes, or
somebody of that ilk.
There's new guys that are painting like Drew Struzan. Let's Marvel give us a fucking illustrated poster, like an old school poster. What are you doing with this bullshit?
Well, the thing is, if you can't blur the lines between your Photoshop and your CG and whatever you put in the background, you get an artist to interpret it, and it'll interpret it with the same hand.
Yeah,
it'll all look the same.
Right, it's more consistent look. and you know it's a piece of art, so it just holds together better. Not like this is uneven and it's clear. Like, again, people on the internet who are not, people are just spotting this right. We're like, what is wrong with this? This does not look right. This movie's coming out February 16, 2018.
I mean, look, this is the thing what I would do. Just as a looking at it, there's no reason that he's got to be so recessed in the background.
Right.
You could crop closer and get more of his face and get more of an intense look and still get the background and still have him sitting. So it's a lot of a wasted space.
There's a lot of weird dead space. And I mean, it's not really serving a purpose if you're trying to get atmosphere. Also, like the light rays shining, I get they were trying to do that on the suit, but it just softens everything right in the middle, and it does it. It just looks like shit.
It says this is a very weak placement.
There's like a little Panther statue in the background.
I feel like they were trying to go for like a heavy as the head that wears the crown kind of thing.
Yeah,
but they miss. Swing and a
whatever.
Miss. Yeah,
you know, it's a fucking poster.
Okay, moving on. Finally, before we take a quick break, I want to talk about the Mummy a little bit, only because they kept showing this goddamn featurette every movie I saw, and the last time I was like, maybe this could actually be good. Like, it almost started fucking lulling me into, like, I want to go see this. But early reviews, right now it's sitting at 18% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I hear that it's comparable to Batman versus Superman.
Oh, boy.
In where the action pieces are great, but like what strings them together is nothing. Kind of like Batman versus Superman. There was some great action scenes.
It's just like a music video.
But they're just like poorly strung together, and they barely hold your interest. But they say that the scenes are great. But like, there's some really good shit going on in this movie. It's just as a movie, it fails. But I've seen also, uses Harry Knowles from Ain't It Cool News gave it a fucking glowing review.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, the reviews are kind of mixed. Like, the guy, John DeFore from Hollywood Reporter says, so much of the action takes place in a monotonous half-light, so little of it displays even the ambition to show audiences something new, unless we count the mummy's eyes, which have 2 irises each for no apparent reason, other than somebody thought that would look cool on a movie poster.
I mean, it does.
It does, and I also saw that plane scene, they actually shot in like a zero-gravity plane that that loops up, so they were... And, I mean, Cruise does his own stunts, but the fact that Tom Cruise would get involved with something that's going to bomb, maybe like this, like, it's not going to beat Wonder Woman. It's getting really crazy bad reviews. And they're trying to launch this dark universe.
I have a hard time believing that Tom Cruise would make a really shitty movie. I mean, I think even his shittiest movies are like C's.
Okay.
You know, that's how I feel, because I've watched all of Tom Cruise's movies, and very few of them really suck.
Right.
One thing I heard was that there was a lot of like, hey, this is the next 6 movies in the Dark Universe. This is
just like BBS,
exposition.
all the setup for no reason.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Yeah. So like Russell Crowe, plays Jekyll, and there's a thing called Prodigium that's going to be probably like the basis for all this shit.
Whoa.
Stupid idea.
Prodigium. That's a weird one.
Yeah.
That reminds me of a story.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, you want to go at this?
Let's go.
A little bit more, or you want me to do this story?
Oh, you have a story. No, all I was going to say is they added 2 more movies to this dark universe, and they're weird choices. They don't really make sense. They're going to do Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Dracula, Creature from the Black Lagoon, and then they added Phantom of the Opera, Hunchback of Notre Dame, and they're doing The Invisible Man with Johnny Depp. So you have Javier...
Werewolf?
No, I don't see Werewolf. They're doing Creature from the Black Lagoon. Javier Bardem will be Frankenstein. I still see that Angelina Jolie may be linked for the Bride of Frankenstein.
That's cool.
But they are planning the Wolfman and Van Helsing. But if they're making all of these like modern time now in this reboot, how do you do Phantom of the Opera and Hunchback of Notre Dame in a modern setting? These are classic 20s horror movies in that setting.
I don't know if the audio is picking it up, but I just have been giving nothing but exacerbated
eye roll.
sighs.
That's the audio version of an eye roll. Yes. That's just Rugs.
My opinion is, if someone has talent, you can make anything. That's all.
All right.
I really think that people can be like, oh, you're not gonna make that. That's gonna fucking blow, and then you can be surprised. But for the most part, if you look at the director and you're like, okay, this guy doesn't know what he's doing, or obviously I don't have a lot of faith in this director. then you can say it's a waste of time. Sometimes, like, Phantom of the Opera is like it's just like one of those old stories of, it's like any other story. I mean, we've done it 1,000 times, but you could always do a fresh take on it.
It's just hard it's going to be hard to shed like the Andrew Lloyd Webber-ness of Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah.
Because he kind of owns that now, and that's all you think of.
Where it's,
right.
What I think they're doing wrong with all of this is they should be, like, they're going like this big world-ending apocalypse. Like, that's...
Every time.
They're trying to turn them into superheroes, and that's just, like, there's... like 4 superhero franchises out there now.
Well, they want to compete.
Well, did you guys ever watch Penny Dreadful?
No, you always talked about it, and I never got around.
Penny Dreadful, well, it got canceled, but it was really good, and that's exactly what it was doing. Yep. And it was doing like this show where all of these multiple characters from all of these old, horror stories were going organically kind of popping up in London during like the turn of the century. And, was it done great? No, but I mean, it had so much potential to be great. So, I believe that you could do anything. Like Sherlock Holmes, who would have thought that would be good?
Yeah.
And I enjoyed that. Yeah. I enjoyed Sherlock Holmes.
And my other question is, like you said, are the monsters going to be the good guys or the bad guys in this shared universe? And if they are the good guys, who are they fighting? If they're the bad guys, who are the fucking good guys? What's going on here?
I don't know, but I'm gonna watch The Mummy and probably think it's gonna suck, but... Yeah.
So you're looking forward to The Mummy then?
No, I'm not looking forward to it. I'm just like, I don't care enough to like hate to shit on it. Yeah. I know Tom Cruise usually does good shit, so I have like kind of like an idea that it might be at least fun to watch, an entertaining movie.
That's the thing. That's what I think everyone is. That's what they're banking on.
Yeah. And it might be a piece of shit, but I mean, people have been telling me that things are pieces of shit, and then I watch them, and then they're not. Yeah. Like, look, John Carter is a decent movie. Yeah. It's better than decent, but it got shit on so bad. Yeah. And no one watched that movie, and we lost out on a pretty good intellectual property because of that.
All right, Rugs. Here, I'm going to give you the rundown. What's the story? Here we go.
Here's the rundown. This is why puppets shouldn't have cell phones.
Okay.
I'll open up with that stuff.
PSA.
You know how like I've been sick a very long time.
Yes.
So one of my buddies calls me. He texts me. And he's like, yo, my stomach is all fucked up. I think I might have what you have. So what do I do? And I said, I text him, go to the store, get probiotics, use that shit every day.
Okay.
That's exactly what I texted him.
Okay.
So a few days later, I don't know if he was fucking with me. Or autocorrect is a bad thing sometimes on your phone.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Hey, dude, I've been using these prophylactics every day, and nothing's getting better."
Oh shit!
Autocorrect, buddy. I didn't even look.
I saw that coming.
But he was like, "No, he knew what I meant." But he just waited a couple of. He was sitting on that line for a few days.
I just picture him with a condom over his head, like how this
he's just swallowing prophylactics.
He's just eating condoms. Like I still feel like shit.
Or using them. He's just putting them on his dick and waiting for like his stomach to feel better.
Okay,
I can't. I'm still shitting.
That's why. Look, puppet hands and typing on a
you
touch
shouldn't
screen.
have cell phones.
I don't know how you do it. All right, well, good story, good
Is that
stuff.
funny? I don't even know if I should have told you that.
No, I'll give you points. I'll give you points for it. You get points. Look, listener, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna play some promos of some fun independent shows, pod buddies of ours, and we'll continue.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hey, my name's Paul, and I'm not an animal expert.
I'm Donna, and I'm not an animal expert either.
And together we do a podcast about animals called Varmints.
Every week we pick an animal, do a bunch of research on it, and bring you some interesting facts about that animal.
But we don't stop there. We talk about that animal in movies, TV, and other pop culture.
And we talk about whether or not that animal would make a tasty dish, and how intelligent we think it is on the scale of 1 to 10.
It's exactly like one of those fancy PBS nature documentaries.
Except with more poo jokes.
New episodes go live every Thursday wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
Or you can visit us at blazingcariboustudios.com.
Varmints! Varmints! Do you like superheroes? Do you like movies, television, and comic books? Do you like movies, television, and comic books about superheroes? Then you'll love Podcapers, the official podcast of aplacetohangyourcape.com. Featuring me, Scott James Meridew, we will be talking about a variety of geek and nerdy issues, like, is Marvel better than DC? What's going on with the X-Men film franchise? And is Disney evil? Yes! Yes it is! It's pure evil! Don't support them! They're terrible! I'm getting ahead of myself, because we will be joined each week by a rotating panel of guests who will attempt to rein me in. Don't you worry, it's not just going to be one guy ranting for hours and hours and hours. I've been told I'm not allowed to do that. By this guy, in fact, David Molosky, the editor and creator of A Place to Hang Your Cape.
Hi guys, Scott's holding me in a room and making me listen to his rants. Please listen to the podcast. He says it's the only way he'll let me leave.
Oh, David. You will never be allowed to leave. You will listen to me for all eternity, as will all of you who listen to the podcast. So please check out Podcapers, the official podcast of A Place to Hang Your Cape, where superheroes go to relax, but I never do.
Hey there, fellow podcast fans. Do you love comic books, and especially Swamp Thing? Get out of the bayou. So do we. Come check out the Parlapod Show, the world's only podcast dedicated to the muck-encrusted mockery of a man himself, Swamp Thing. This is some serious arcane audio. We also have a sister show, Splurch, where we dive into the world of comics and all the crazy aspects of life. Give us a listen at parlapod.com, iTunes, SoundCloud, our YouTube channel, visit our site, parlapod.com, and consider supporting our Patreon for some really cool rewards and exclusive content. Check us out on podcastradionetwork.net every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Join the conversation on Twitter by following @Parlapod. We'll see you in the swamps. In the swamps. In the swamps. In the swamps.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
Hey, if you don't know, I'm going to tell you that we have a great fan club over on Patreon. If you enjoy the show, if you've been enjoying the show for a while, if you're like, is there more show? Why, yes, listener, Jimmy knows there's more show. He is one of our awesome patrons. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon. And for a low monthly pledge, you can help keep the show going and you get bonus content. You get a little RSS feed. You pop it into your podcast app. It's like an exclusive podcast just for our Patreon listeners. Tons of bonus episodes, post shows, instant reactions to movies, and we've been on a roll. The last every few episodes we've been getting new patrons. We got another one.
Jock and Nerd.
Woo, another one. This is like the fifth one in the last couple of weeks.
That's awesome.
Yeah, super shout out. Thank you to Joe Henry. Not only is Joe an awesome listener supporter, he pledged at like a high level.
Whoa.
He pledged $20 a month.
Oh, shit.
Holy fuck balls.
At that level, Joe Henry, you have earned yourself a guest spot on the show. So we will
blow him.
Yeah, we will say whatever you want to do. You can ask us whatever you want. You'll come on. So, listener, we're all going to get to meet generous Joe Henry. And in fact, he's written us an email, and this is how I found out. So I'm just going to share this email. He goes, "What's up, dudes? Just stealing Rugboy's line. Classic. I've been listening to your show since you had one of the guys at Bungie on, and it's my favorite podcast I listen to.
Geek Boner."
So I decided I'm going to become a Patreon supporter. I guess it's fitting because I'm a jock and a nerd myself. So it's Destiny, capital D, maybe. I like that. I work in the medical field in computed tomography. Love sci-fi, superhero films, and comics, nerdy side, but I used to play a lot of sports, studied martial arts, skateboarded, and was an EDM DJ for many years during and after college, jockier side.
Bro, do you even podcast?
I have some crazy stories to tell about the above, but that would be too long to write in an email, and I'll have to save those for another time. Anyways, I love the show. Keep up the great work, and tell Delhauer that although X-Men Origins is a flawed movie, it was still fun to watch. His What the Fuck Happened movie reviews are great. Thanks again, Anthony, Imran, and Rugboy, for putting on a great show. Joe, P.S., please suggest Dark Knight Rises as a What the Fuck Happened movie to Delhauer. That's interesting.
All right.
To do as a What the Fuck. Joe Henry, dude, what an awesome dude.
Yeah,
Thank you.
all I have to say is thank you, dude. That is awesome. Like, you know, if we had like a bunch of guys like you, we could actually keep doing this forever.
Be like Joe, listener. You'll make this a full-time job. We'll be able to give you everything you want. It would be awesome. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon.
I can quit my paper out.
Yeah, Ruggs can stop walking dogs that they think he's a dog toy. And
they're walking me out.
That's not good.
That's not good. You get dog slobber on the felt.
Bad for your colon. It's
It's
terrible.
bad for your felty body because
Yeah.
then you got to take a ride in the washing machine, and that
and then you get probiotics.
then you get probiotics, and you shove
You
them in
mean
your prophylactics. Let me get a prophylactic full of probiotics. Do they make those? Okay, look,
Yes.
Bogdan 96. We appreciate your comments. We read early on, but when we did our review, the Gotham finale had not aired for season 3. They aired a 2-hour batshit insane season finale.
Oh, shit.
Did some crazy things that Gotham has been doing for a long time, but then did some things that were like kind of Batman-ish, but still the show is just fucking crazy. Ruggs, what did you think of what
All
they
right.
did? Let's go through what happened. This was fucking nuts.
This is the thing.
Yeah.
All right. You have two kind of people that watch Gotham.
Yes.
You have people like me who hate watch it.
Yes.
Because we want to like it. We're watching it. We're like wasting our fucking time watching this thing.
Wait, we're gonna spoil this. So
Spoiler alert.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. And unfortunately, we give a shit about Batman. We love Batman. We grew up reading Batman. We're Batman people.
We like the Bat canon.
So it just makes our skin fucking crawl every time you just rewrite history.
Yes.
It's like you're going to watch a movie about American history and then they fucking decide to just change everything.
That's most movies about American
Okay,
history.
yeah.
For the
So
record.
it's infuriating.
point.
It's
Yes.
infuriating.
You feel our pain.
All right.
McPike, you don't watch Gotham. You were planning on watching it, but
No, it's I do not like Fox. I avoid giving them money
okay, fine.
wherever
Good.
I can.
I don't feel bad spoiling this for you.
In defense of American history movies, most people don't know fucking anything
That's
about
true.
American
That is
history, so
very
they don't
true.
know the difference.
Yep.
And this is exactly what the second kind of Gotham
That's a
watcher-
great analogy. Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
They watch this show and they think that this is Batman canon and
Yep.
this is great.
Yep.
Nope.
No, you're wrong.
Yeah.
And people like Jimmy McPike who know history and watch history movie and go, that's fucking wrong.
Yep.
I can't get behind this movie or get behind this show. It's the same fucking thing. It's not like that we want to fucking piss all over your show.
Yeah.
It's just that it's wrong on every level. Now, there is the argument you could make is that this is an Elseworlds. Then why fucking even do it?
Yeah. Why call it Gotham? Why just?
You could also say that the Flash and Arrow and all are all also Elseworlds, but they still, in essence, happen at the right time.
Adaptation, interpretation is one thing, and then just going completely off the rails.
I think
is a
the
different thing.
Flareoverse, it's
Yeah.
like Earth 19 or something. It's it's like some
that they're on.
Yeah, where it's like one of the because they did
They
when they did
explained
the
it
new
all. Yeah,
52,
yeah.
they were
Yeah.
like, oh, these are where it's like Young Justice was like
Oh,
Earth 14, I think,
because they did that multiversity thing
Yeah.
where they explained all the.
Oh yeah,
Earths.
well, Gotham could be
If
an
that's still
alternate
canon
universe
now.
too.
Gotham
okay?
could be like on Earth something else. Yeah, it could be.
But the point that I'm saying is that Barry Allen becomes the Flash,
Yeah.
and then the enemies
correct
appear,
You get the
and then
hero
everything.
first that causes the villains.
Yep.
Well, not only that, but the thing that happens
Right.
to Barry,
Causes the villains.
yeah, and that's not canon either
That's a good point.
in the Flash.
Yeah. That's true.
But for some reason, it's close enough to the comic book that the essence is there.
Correct.
Right now, in Gotham, Batman's supposed to like have his parents killed. His parents are killed. He's supposed to like then shun society and go out and seek all of these masters and learn how to fight, and then use all of his riches and stuff to start fighting crime. And then all of these villains start coming out of the woodwork.
Yes.
And whereas it's almost karmic because he actually makes Gotham worse.
He does.
Yep.
Yeah, and
He
that's kind of the
exacerbates
point.
the problem.
He's the worst superhero.
Yeah, and now it's his fucking problem, and he's got to clean it up.
Now it's basically like, and not only that, but the great thing about Gotham is Gotham in itself spawns all these criminals,
Right.
And they come into their own. This show and like every other TV show, this is why sometimes I hate TV shows, they have to always relate everything to the main character and tie everything into the main character. Yeah. So he's crossed paths with all of these people 1,000 times. Already. And it destroys the whole mystery of Bruce Wayne. Yeah. Who is Bruce Wayne?
That sounds like it would really piss me
because
off.
In this universe, the minute Batman shows up, you'd have to be a fucking idiot to go, oh, that's fucking Bruce Wayne, obviously, clearly.
Oh, this guy that's always been hanging out with with
Catwoman and Selena, with Selena Kyle and Alfred. Yeah. That's clearly Bruce. It's funny he's wearing a bad costume.
There's no way you can reconcile this even. It's like, it's basically like, it's like a mockery of Batman.
Yes, so some of the crazy shit that happened in the finale, for example, of how much 4 people die, 2 of them may not be dead.
Hold up,
nobody's ever dead in Gotham.
Hold on, my fiance watches Gotham. Yeah. Could this be in the show notes so I can spoil it for her?
Absolutely, you will see. Force her to watch this. So Fish Mooney, Penguin shoots her. She comes back from the dead, Hugo Strange, and then she gets stabbed by Gordon under this crazy touch virus where they just make him evil. Okay, so Fish Mooney stabbed, dead again.
He's dead twice.
Dead twice. Okay, Butch shot in the head by Barbara Keene.
And he's secretly Solomon Grundy.
However, we find out at the end that he's in the hospital and his real name is Cyrus Gold, which is Solomon Grundy from the comics. What the fuck? Bruce Wayne, under the influence of a Ra's al Ghul Jr. light, we don't know who he is, and
a sensei,
stabs Alfred through the heart, and we meet Ra's al Ghul, and then luckily, conveniently, there's a Lazarus pit there by which he pours some water, and
for some reason he knows to use the Lazarus water.
Yeah, Ra's didn't say anything, but he meets, so a 10-year-old Bruce already has met fucking Ra's al Ghul. Makes no sense. Finally, Barbara Keene electrocuted by the Tigress, but she's probably not dead either.
No. But
that was batshit crazy. Now, Jim Gordon, who we all know is going to become Commissioner Gordon. There is a scene. He injects himself with this touch virus that makes him mad. Also, Lee Tompkins, in Batman Canon, the old woman who finds Batman when he's 10 and takes care of him, who's hot-ass Morena Baccarin now. She's also evil. There is a scene where Commissioner Gordon is killing League of Assassin Ninjas with a fucking sword.
Oh, shit.
Just murdering them straight out. Does this make any sense? Think about Commissioner Gordon killing fucking ninjas.
Gotham PD, the Gotham's Police Academy is like, you need to know how to use ninja swords. I could believe at some point they'd come up, but after Batman.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
What else happened?
This show is just so insane. I mean, I hear that they're going to make Barbara Keene into Harley Quinn. That doesn't make fucking any sense.
And this is originally the girl that we thought was going to be Barbara Gordon, his wife, which they threw that out long time ago. And then finally, at the very end, Bruce snaps out of his little fucking trance after stabbing Alfred through the chest with a sword. And you see this couple walking down the street, and they're starting to get mugged. Very similar to his opening. And then this short dude drops down in a black long coat and a mask, kicks the shit about these people, and hops away, and it cuts to this guy on the roof of a building. He pulls his mask off. It's fucking Bruce Wayne trying to be a vigilante. Does this make any sense to anyone? No. What? I have to play
How dare you do this to us?
This show is just so bad. Fuck? It's just, like, there's no way to defend it. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you do something that's so not the comic, you have every right to be pissed about it. That's just all I'm saying. Like, this is like, it's not right.
I'd like the little touches where Selena went to visit Tigress or whatever, and she saw the whip, and Selena's like, hey, what's that? Can you show me how to use it? And you're like, oh, okay, Catwoman's getting her whip, I guess.
Yes.
And then Penguin freezes Riddler in a case of ice. Oh, this was kind of a nice nod. He announces that he's opening a casino called the Iceberg.
Geek boner.
Like in the comic books.
Let me just make a quick comment on this. And this is all due to Smallville.
Okay.
Smallville was the one that did this fucking shit where they had no Superman, but they had all of his villains like show up, and they kind of like jerked you around forever and changed all of the canon and this and that. And people got turned off with Smallville.
Yeah.
And nobody really looks upon it fondly anymore.
Yeah.
The one saving grace in Smallville is that Tom Welling actually could have been Superman.
Yeah. He would have made a good
He was like
yeah.
a big dude. He was like 6 foot something. He was pretty built, and he could have been a Superman. Just throw him in the suit. The thing with this show is like they have this little kid,
Yeah.
and he's not Batman like at all.
No.
He's not earning it.
Yeah.
He's not training, and he's not doing
He
it.
trained for like a week before this, and now he's out on the street fucking punching muggers
It just defies all logic. It just defies all logic. Now, if they were smart, which they're not going to do, that they would jump 5 years ahead and
Give us the
get a
Batman.
new actor to play Batman.
Oh, that'd be sweet. Because actually, after that ending of him on the roof, that's really the only thing you could do that would make sense. Like, I would forgive them a little bit if they did that, but they're not going to fucking do that.
No,
Because
it's
they have all
Fox.
these
Fox
people.
is terrible.
They have, although I'm looking forward to The Gifted, the X-Men. Do you see that trailer? Oh, man, that looks kind of cool. Even though Bryan Singer is directing the first episode.
It could be a dud. You never know.
No?
It's
we'll
the
give it a
principle.
shot.
After Legion, though, I'll give it a whirl.
Yeah, because Legion, did you watch Legion? That's really good. You would like that. You should watch it.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's smart. It's well written. So yeah, I don't know. Bogdan 96. I hope this doesn't generate another.
Fuck 'em.
I hope it does actually generate another death threat because now we have 3 death threats. That's
3 is
even
the magic
better.
number.
But did you notice I thought they were trying to do like a Harley Quinn Joker thing with Lee and Gordon when they were evil, when they were both like in it, they loved each other and they were getting off on it. I was like, that's kind of like Harley.
And
and
Lee
Joker.
leaves again. She already left.
She left. She's left 3 times. She's left Gotham 3 times in 2 seasons.
Yeah.
That makes no sense. Yeah. Look at that. That's the audio eye roll.
Change her name to Leave.
Yeah, it's just change her name.
Shit.
Audio eye roll from Jimmy McPike sums it up. So there's your 2-hour Gotham finale. Batshit crazy as usual. And of course, I'll probably watch next season just because it's like we said, it's a fun guilty pleasure. It's bullshit. Okay. So Ruggs, I saw Tool last night.
Tool, the band.
The band Tool. Anybody remember
For
Tool?
those of you younger
James
than
Maynard
30,
Keenan.
they were a band in the 90s, apparently.
Okay, so if you don't know Sober, what's crazy is that song is like over 20 years old now. But
they don't make songs like this anymore because, I mean, the chorus is Jesus blows his fucking whistle.
Yes, and there's a lot of Jesus in these songs. Let me tell you, dude, you just mentioned the lead singer's name, Maynard. So apparently they haven't played in 13 years. And I managed to get tickets through work. Some of my friends wanted to see it really badly. I was like, look, I'll see what I could do. We go there, and I remember loving Tool when I was in college. Like, it actually was a little bit of an influence when I had my band in college. Like, because they're masters of the distorted sound, droning, trance-like, but it's metal, but it's like got an amazing rhythm to it, an amazing groove, and it's like really smart stuff. So here's the weirdest thing I noticed. It was a great show. Visuals in the background. Again, this music is like a soundtrack for a disturbing, crazy-ass, fucked-up, independent art film, because they had, I can't even describe the shit they were showing. It was so bizarre. And then they would do like a trippy screensaver, and it worked really well. Have you seen them live, Ruggs, ever?
What, Tool?
Yeah.
I have, but it was very, very early on.
Me too. So
when they first broke.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it was with a bunch of other bands at a festival, I believe.
Well, this is how old I am. The one time I saw Tool, it was in high school. It was the 3rd Lollapalooza ever.
Yeah, it might have been that.
And that's where Tool played. I don't remember shit about that. But the weirdest thing, the front guy, the lead singer, it's a 4-piece band. Okay. The lead singer, Maynard, he stands in the back of the stage in the dark. You only see his silhouette when it's backlit. You never see him. And it's fucking badass. Like, that is so metal that it's beyond metal. Like, it really makes it about the music, the visuals, and you lose yourself. Like,
if you think about the videos, they never had the band in it.
Yes, they were never in the videos. It was all disturbing stop motion, puppet animation. Really cool stuff. But, dude, when they're heavy and hard, it's great because they have this weird, like, soul rhythm to their heavy crunching, like, and it catches you. But then when they slow it down and they kind of do they're like a metal jam band. They kind of get in a trance, and it's just noises and textural, and it fucking sucks you in, dude. It's so good. Like,
well, they got that percussion.
that
that's
drummer
really
is amazing.
Yes.
Holy shit, he's carrying the whole thing.
Yeah.
So
it's really the percussion that kind of lulls you into that trance.
Yeah, and it was badass, dude. Apparently, Tool fans, hardcore people, were getting way fucked up last night. Like, I found out that they had cut beer sales 45 minutes earlier than they do because people were that fucked up. And while I was being told that, an usher comes up and goes, "Hey, can you call a medic for this guy over here?" And I was like, what the shit is going on right now? People got way fucked up, and they were having a good
awesome
time. Yeah. The
metal.
The other hilarious thing, we're there the minute the lights go down, the music starts, pretty much instantly the whole arena smells like weed.
Oh,
Just
shit.
right away, everywhere, from the concourse to
Yeah.
the top level. I got a contact high. It was wonderful. That's how you gotta
absolutely.
That's how you gotta enjoy the Tool.
Yeah.
But
sounds like a great show, dude.
It was really cool. And I was like, I've seen so much random shit through work. I just go and like, all right. And I like them, but I didn't really know any of their new songs. They played a lot of their hits. They did not play sober, the motherfuckers. I was like, give me an encore, play sober. They played all the other recognizable songs, not sober. And I was like, maybe they're sick of the song, but it's been 12 years since they fucking played. Play fucking sober at the end. And they didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't, jerks. So, whatever.
Yeah.
Good show. I don't know if they're playing around. If you get a chance to catch them, listener, if you like the Tool, if you're an old school Tool fan.
I was just talking to someone about Tool. We're talking about Pussifer.
That's Maynard's band after Tool.
And he also has Perfect Circle.
What are those like? What's that kind of music? Same kind of thing?
Perfect Circle sounds a lot like Tool.
Okay. Dude.
It's just a little bit more melodic.
Oh, okay. Have you
heard Pussifer?
No, I haven't heard Pussifer. I love the name.
Pussifer is kind of like mellow, a little bit more mellow, but like
that.
Yeah, with Pussifer.
He's got a girl singing with him, like harmonizing.
Wow. It's kind of like he's kind of like a Les Claypool thing where he just like he does his own thing with different bands, different styles. And I don't know what he looks like because he was standing in the dark.
He's not a good looking dude.
Wait, but when have you ever seen a band do that? Like, this guy does not want the attention. He's not showboating.
In fact,
amazing.
Like you could see him in the Pussifer videos, and he looks kind of like Sloth from.
Oh shit, he looks that bad? Oh no,
no, not like that. No, he's got the same haircut as him. Like,
just like a little spiky at top.
This big bald head with this like little plume on top.
All right, maybe he doesn't need to be seen.
No,
I liked it.
He's just like a regular dude with like a weird mustache.
I love the presentation. Their lasers. It was a really good laser light show. Really good video behind them, and it was a good show. That's surprisingly good. I was like, that was fucking good. I'm glad I came. All right, before we get to some more feedback, Jimmy McPike, why don't you? What I love about Jim here is. I love connecting people in our community. So if you don't know, listener, David Malofsky, A Place to Hang Your Cape, they carry our show. And a few episodes ago, David put out the call. He wanted some writers, some volunteers. We announced it on the show and threw it out to you guys. And now Jim writes reviews for A Place to Hang Your
Geek Boner
Cape, which is super awesome. I love this connection. How's that going? What are you reviewing? What's the process?
Good. It's what happens is, they'll be like, hey, review this, put it up, and so that's, they just send you a PDF of the comic, so you read it. You do, 400 or like 500 to 1,000 words about the comic, and it's free comics.
What's your beat? You're just reviewing comics, no TV shows yet?
What we do a lot of is like indie comics.
Yeah,
so
they're really good at supporting independent
so
comics.
it's a lot of UK writers, because it's, I don't know what the deal is, but a lot of British people.
Yeah, no, well,
Sure.
he's in England. That and he.
I figured as much.
Yeah, but listen, that's really important, because for an independent comic to gain traction, nobody knows this shit. So they're going to look for reviews, and now this is going to pop up, and you guys it's great for the shout outs.
Yeah, because one of my big issues with comics today is they're just sort of like running out of ideas.
Yeah, a little bit.
So it's, it's a lot of, it's the next generation of people that are going to be writing comics. And it's cool to, to say like, hey, I knew that, I read them when, and, they're generally like pretty great people. There was this one, though, I did for the book was called A is for Amos.
Okay.
And it was like, it was a picture book of artists.
Yeah.
and that was it. Like there wasn't like where it was like literally like A is for Amos and they had Amos.
Oh, it's the alphabet book.
Yeah, so trying
that was
to
the
get
whole book.
Yeah,
how do you
so
write a review? Well, you got to critique the art, I guess.
It was basically my review. It was basically 500 words of there were pictures, they were pretty.
So is David okay with you like being honest? Like, what if he sends you something and you're like, this blows?
I've only had one that I didn't really like. It's still pending right now. The book was like the big Comic-Con. I just felt like they missed a few beats, but in general, I've really liked everything.
How about you turn the listener on to what was one of the best books you got to read?
One of my first one actually was NPCT.
Okay, what's that about?
It's like if Dungeons and Dragons was happening in the real world, like in modern day Cardiff.
Oh.
He's trying to pull it up now.
I'm trying to find
NPCT, like tea, like a tea shot, like the beverage.
Oh, NPC tea.
Yeah.
Like that. Okay.
Yeah, it's by Sarah Millman. That was the first one I did. I really thought it was like this crazy, fun new thing where it's like, yeah, this is a good indication of what comics can be.
Yes.
She has her first one out. I think her second one, she just got that. So that's
right on.
If people want to start supporting that, do it.
Right on. Okay, yeah. I'll put a link to that review in the show notes, but this is anytime you find something that's really good, it's like finding a little treasure. So
that's right.
Yeah.
And then it's fun because, I get to complain about Zack Snyder on the internet, which is,
everyone's dream.
Yes.
Yeah. Everyone needs to bitch about Zack Snyder from time to time.
It's cleansing. It's cathartic. Are you going to be reviewing? Are you just doing comics now? Or are they going to?
So far, I'm just doing comics, and then I actually just, the email is from Wednesday, but I just looked at it today, where they're going to be phasing out a lot of their like movie reviews that they put up on the site because they just recently launched Podcapers.
Yes,
the official podcast of A Place to Hang Your Cape,
hosted by Scott Meridew, who is hilariously British.
He is a character.
I love Scott.
He is a character. Oh yeah,
he's been on Trivia Geeks with me, and he's been on the show. Oh, he's fantastic.
He's lots of fun to listen to.
Yeah.
So they're going to be working to get that out there more. Just focus on that as the place for
the movie reviews.
It's for definitely movie reviews, and then it sounded like they were going to start doing TV reviews too, where it's
smart because look, blogs are great, and reading takes time, and
reading's hard.
The stats are like it's a smaller space in the podcast world. For every 2,000 blogs, there's like one podcast. It's a 1 to 2,000 ratio.
Yep.
Wow.
So you're going to get a lot more people consuming the content easier when they can listen while they're doing other things while they're on their way to work. Like you are listening to it right now, listener. Check out Podcapers.
I was listening to podcasts on my way here down from Kenosha.
Right on.
I was started with some Podcapers, finished with some Jock and Nerd, and here we are.
Excellent. That's a great geek menu of geek podcasts.
It was meta as fuck.
I was like, I'm listening to the show, and I'm gonna
be on it.
I'm gonna be the jock. Not only on it, you are the jock for the show, and you did great, Jimmy. I was so glad to have you here. Let's wrap up with some more feedback from our fabulous listeners and friends. That guy Daryl, who is always tweeting us, he's great. Based on our Gotham review on our episode 169, he says, Gotham review takeaway, fuck that show. Glad I never started watching that shit. Fuck Gotham, but I eagerly watch Legends of Tomorrow. Go figure.
Whoa, that's like
Legends is fun.
See, Ruggs doesn't like Legends. I like Legends. It's fun.
It's
meaningless.
It's not good, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Hey, well, you used to admit that it's not a good show.
It's not. It's not good.
You like things about it.
I like Katie lots. I think
she's
she
the
does
best
a good
thing
job.
in the show.
She's great.
Yeah. She's the best thing in the show. He also sent us a link. Remember at the end of Supergirl, we talked about that extra spaceship, and we're like, who the fuck is that? He sent a link for a character from DC called Rain.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Rain is a world killer, a biological weapon created on Krypton, but eventually outlawed by the Kryptonian Science Council. Rain and other 4 world killers were created by Zor-El, who later came to regret his part in the creation of these bloodthirsty, super powerful monsters. And it's a woman. It's like a badass kryptonite woman killer.
Fun. It's like a doomsday.
So that it's like a girl doomsday, but that would be kind of cool to see Kara face off. That might be what it was at the end of fun. At the end of
give her someone to punch.
Yeah, give her someone who's like just as powerful to punch. Okay, we got an email from Ron S. Hans, another awesome Patreon supporter. By the way, thank you everyone who listens. You know who you are for helping us out on Patreon. Like Ron, he writes, "Hey Imran, sorry for the lack of emails lately. Life has gotten in the way recently. I've been able to catch up on all the recent episodes and have always enjoyed them. Having Delhauer on the Guardians episode talking positive about something threw me off a bit, but it was great to have that followed up with a new What the Fuck Happened episode. It's a good balance. I also recently saw Wonder Woman this weekend and wanted to give you my thoughts. Part of me feels like I missed a lot when I was a kid when it comes to the comic book movies. When I was growing up, you either collected comics or baseball cards. I was the latter, so I got into a lot of these comic book movies a bit blind. With that said, just from a pure movie standpoint, and I'm sure you are seeing a lot of this around the internet, this was by far the best DCEU movie to date. I watched BVS a couple of times leading up to seeing Wonder Woman. I'm sorry about that, dude. And that movie, but then he says, and that movie actually grew on me a little more, whereas Suicide Squad actually, to me, gets worse with each watch. That is a different story, though. The really funny thing to me is that while the DC movies look okay visually and are, for the most part, directed okay, they fall behind because their stories and plot points are just all over the fucking place and the character motivations are not clear. Wonder Woman is the opposite of that. Patty Jenkins and her team did a great job of developing the story and the motivations for why Wonder Woman is doing what she's doing throughout the movie. My favorite scene was by far the No Man's Land scene in the middle of the movie. The lead up of Chris Pine's, who was also great, story of how these guys have been here for a year and not moved an inch, etc. And Wonder Woman being like, fuck that, and just strolls up the ladder. That part was great. Overall, the movie I thought was great. My only negative would be the Snyder-gasm of the third act. Snyder-gasm. I get it. Snyder-orgasm. Yes, it is a Snyder-gasm. That to me looked like some cutscenes from BVS, but did not take away from my overall enjoyment of the movie. I am glad that I've waited until this DC movie to actually pay to see it on the big screen. One of the other cool things was all the women in the theater. My wife went with me to see this. The first comic book movie she actually wanted to see. And as I mentioned on the Facebook page, more than half of my theater was women. That's all for now. Looking forward to the review. Thanks, Ron. And thank you, Ron. Hope you enjoyed the review. How about that whole Alamo Drafthouse thing with the women only and guys being fucking dumb?
Yeah, those guys are stupid.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Fuck those guys.
And this is the Alamo Drafthouse. I love this. They're independent, and they do shit like this all the time.
Look, I mean,
this is the Alamo.
I'm not the Alamo Drafthouse. You never heard of that place?
Nope.
You ever heard of the Alamo Drafthouse? They're awesome. They do weird screenings like this.
Yeah.
Have a lot of personality, independently owned kind of.
It's where Pee Wee Herman hit his bike.
Yeah, at the Alamo, remember?
Yeah. Look, these guys that got pissed off, like I could understand if it was a common occurrence that was happening all the time,
right.
then I'd be like, yeah, okay, a legitimate gripe, because if guys were to like do something where women can't go, then obviously there would be a backlash. But it's a one-time thing for one movie. Who gives you shit?
Yeah.
It's like, they're making a thing out of it. Okay, it's no big deal.
What people get upset over is we just making us all look like assholes.
If it was something that were like you couldn't go anywhere to see it because it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Look,
I can understand like a guy's like, hey, I want to see this fucking movie, and then I can't because like I'm a dude, but go to another theater, you could see it.
Dudes are stupid, and stop making men look bad by fucking overreacting.
Yeah, don't be a douche.
Don't be a dick. Delhauer tweets based on our Wonder Woman review. We talked about some of the editing being weird with some of our nitpicky things, and he said the editing during the building fight in the village after No Man's Land had several jarring cuts too. Some of the editing was kind of was weird to me. It was a little choppy in the movie. Like when that fighting was close up, it almost got hard to follow. But then the one really weird part is where she actually takes her clothes off and goes up the stairs. Like that was a weird edit because there was just something off. Like the way it didn't look like she had that shit on underneath, and you didn't really see her. You just saw the guy look at her, leer at her while you assume and then she just has everything off.
Yeah.
But did not detract from the movie. Finally, Jimmy Graben tweeted this just a little while ago. Imran, will you watch the NBA Finals tonight just to see the Black Panther trailer? And I said, fuck no. I already talked about basketball, and I'm surprised to hear McPike doesn't like the basketball. That was great.
Nope.
Besides,
wrestle, kids. Wrestle during winter seasons.
like real wrestling, not WWE.
Not pro wrestling.
That's a real sport.
That's not real wrestling.
Fuck your other shit. And besides, it's going to be on the internet as soon as it airs. Why do I got to watch a fucking basketball?
That's what YouTube's for.
So let's check. Let's see if it's time. It's 9 o'clock. The game started at like 7 here. I don't know when. Oh, I think. It's up.
Tell me something. What do you know about Wakanda? It's a third world country. Textiles, shepherds, cool outfits, all front. Explorers have searched for it. Called it El Dorado. They looked for it in South America. But it was in Africa the whole time. I'm the only one who's seen it. And made it out alive.
I can see you.
The world is changing. Soon, there will only be the conquered and the conquerors.
Step into the spotlight.
You are a good man
Step into the spotlight.
with a good heart. And it's hard for a good man to be a king.
Wow. Okay. Wow, that was it, listener. Live breaking on the show. I might just leave that whole audio in. Black Panther teaser trailer just debuted on the NBA Finals. It's online. Thoughts, everyone? Who wants to start? Wow. I'm saying wow because wow.
Looks like they're gonna knock it out of the park.
It's very different than in terms of setting from all the other MCU movies. You got Claw talking to Martin Freeman's Everett Ross, saying that he's been there. Ruggs, initial thoughts? What'd you think?
It's good because it doesn't really give away too much.
No.
And it gives you kind of like the setting. You see Wakanda. You see like that it's a... I mean, I'm not sure. I'm saying that this is Wakanda, that the city that we saw. Yeah, I don't know if that is.
I would imagine it is.
I'm guessing that's Wakanda, and it seems like it's going to take place. A lot of it's going to take place in Wakanda.
Almost entirely, yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
It's a new setting, and, it's going to be great. It's going to be a great movie for a lot of reasons. You have...
Very strong...
Almost like it's...
cast here, a largely African-American, amazing cast you see in this movie.
Yeah, but they've created this whole other, world over there.
Yes.
Like the people are how they're dressed.
Yeah, the design of these.
It's interesting. It's very fantastic.
Yeah, the face tattoos, the design of it is great. You see Michonne and you see Lupita Nyong'o being badass. This shot of the city that's like futuristic buildings, he's got a fucking his own ship. Yeah, what is this? He's got his own spaceship and shit. Like, this is an advanced. Clearly, it's beautiful. Like the art direction on this. This is a really cool looking and advanced city and civilization. Again, like Doctor Strange, this is another part of the MCU that they're letting us into that we can now have fun with. That looks fucking great.
Like, I want this place to be real.
Yeah, I want to go there.
I want to go there.
Fuck Pandora, Avatar Land. I want to go to Wakanda. It looks amazing. You get some training shots. A lot of it kind of looks like Wonder Woman in a way, with these warriors training, and then you see him in the suit, and there's a car flip and a pretty cool action scene of him leaping off a flipping car and landing on another car. Badass.
Did they change his mask?
I don't know. How can you? What did it look like before?
I don't know.
Does it
There's
look a little
something about
different?
the mask that looks a little different. I don't know if maybe I'm imagining
Let's
it.
have a look here. I don't know. He seemed. He has
Looks
like
the same.
eyebrows. Did he have those raised eyebrows?
I thought he did. I think it's like on the nose where it's got like the line connecting.
There's
the
a line
eyes.
across the bridge, and he's got the little.
Yeah, I don't remember that line
Yeah,
being
I don't remember
there
that. I was just all black and sleek, and they had the little. They didn't have the little cat ears, right? Before
They had the cat ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't remember that line being there.
Yeah.
Wow, February 2018. This will be the first movie that year, first superhero movie. This looks. That's a great teaser. Absolutely, they did not give away a lot of the plot.
It has lots of promise.
Yeah, at the end there where he was talking about you're a good man, but
Not good enough to be king.
Or it's
So-
like that makes you have a good heart. You can't. Where I kind of see what they were hinting at in the poster.
Yeah, kind of the
going
conflicted. So, I mean, there's going to be Man-Ape. He's going to be contested for the king of Wakanda, even though his dad was king and he died, and it's rightfully his. But I'm sure there's going to be other dudes who are like, "You're not good enough, dude. I will challenge you for the seat."
Yeah,
And we know
monarchical succession is pretty weird.
Oh, dude, check out this guy with the lip disc. Did you see that?
Yeah,
he's got a big blue. Oh, it looks great. The colors in Wakanda. Wow, cool. Breaking here.
I saw Angela Bassett in there too.
Oh, I didn't see the Angela Bassett. I saw Michonne.
She got white hair.
Wow.
Okay.
Dude, I can't wait for what the fuck is Michonne's name? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
But she's gonna be her and Lupita Nyong'o, and this is gonna be as the Dora Milaje or his little sidekicks or his bodyguards. Wow, I like this. This is very promising. This is a very good move from Marvel. Black Panther teaser trailer. We're gonna wrap up the show like that. You can't wrap it up any better, listener. Look, thanks for listening. I want you to check out some of the other shows I'm on. One is called Sketching Comedy, where we're live on YouTube. It's me and another artist, Phil Rude, and our host, Carrie Sims, right? We talk about comic book artists while me and Phil are drawing live during the show. And at the end of the show, we each have a drawing kind of about what we were talking about.
Fun.
So it's got a visual component and an audio component, and everyone learns about. I'm usually the one geeking out and giving all the comic book info, but the host, Carrie Sims, does a good job of research. She learns a lot. And then check out Trivia Geeks. Jimmy, they'd let me host a trivia podcast.
Oh, shit.
How much fun can that be? Lots of fun.
They are pretty brave.
They are pretty brave. Again, you can watch it on YouTube or subscribe to the podcast. It's me. We got team captains and different celebrity guests every week. And it's just an unpredictable, fucking filthy good time.
All right.
It's very foul. Jimmy, where can the listener find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Bard _Brehon.
Spell that.
BARD_BREHON.
Right on.
And you can read all of my stuff for a place to hang your cape on, just ap2hyc.com.
The H stands for H.
And it's under the name Bard Brehon.
Okay, so that's like your pseudonym
That's my
writing
pen
name.
name.
Okay,
yeah.
good. Very good.
There's competing claims on my name
Well,
and image.
but
that
look, listen.
is not me.
Jack Kirby, I believe, Stan Lee, all these guys, that's not their names. They all changed their names. The early guys all changed their names. It's the thing you do.
And I would come on here and be like, hey, just have me on here as Bard, but knowing Imran, he'd blow my secret identity in like the first 5 minutes.
It's too late. I'm glad that was too much pressure. I'm glad you didn't.
Yep.
I can't keep shit secret, people. Ruggs, where's your secret lair? Where can the people find you?
Well, right now I'm in the basement.
Yes.
But you can find me on Twitter at ReallyRugboy, where I will be tweeting ads for my new yogurt that has prophylactics.
Prophylactics. It's the new brand of Activia, sponsored by Rugboy.
Yes.
Make sure you get the prophylactic Greek yogurt.
Make
Cherry
sure you
is
get Jamie Lee Curtis to plug that for you.
Yeah.
I think she would be.
You won't get pregnant.
You eat this yogurt, you won't get pregnant. That is a genius product. Someone should have invented. Thanks for listening, you guys. Just subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the show. Visit jockandnerd.com/170 for show notes for everything we talked about. And of course, as always, tell a friend. Spread the geekery. Subscribe someone. Go up to someone and just do this. Jock and Nerd. And then run away twirling. Always twirling.
Give him $1 a month on Patreon, you cheap
Or
bastard.
$20 a
Or
month.
20 bucks like Joe Henry. But look, Jimmy, we'll
I
take
am a
anything.
broke-ass college student.
And that's why
I can cough up a little every month.
Look,
you can too.
Did you hear that, listener? A broke-ass college student is supporting us on Patreon. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Should be.
Get on there, jockandnerd.com for links to everything. Thanks for listening to the podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Jimmy.
He's the Jock.
He's the nerd.
We'll catch you next time. Booyah! Booyakasha! Buck, buck. I don't know what that means.
Nobody knows what it means, but it's provocative. Gets the crowd going.
It gets them hype for some reason.
Yep.
And you just go, what? Yeah. Do like a DMX. Rudolph the Red Nose.
Friday, you motherfucker.
Friday, you bitches.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Get your hand